Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Blinkr Launcher 300, the 14th race of the Piston Cup season. Let's take a look at some qualifying highlights. Cal Weathers was the only victim of this daunting racetrack in qualifying. He went into turn one and completely lost it, banging the wall hard. On the other end of the spectrum, TG Castlenet managed to make it through here not only intact but fast. He is the pole sitter for today's race. Now, let's take a look at the starting lineup for this race. In row one, we have the number 48 of TT Castlenut and Phil Tankson, two drivers that really would like a win. And in row two more that would like a win, Todd Marcus and Terry Cargas. Ralph Carlo is the highest running championship contender, highest starting in this race, and there is Trace DeLube. Row 4 contains Parker Breakston and Brooke Yardley, two championship competitors. In fact, Breakston entered this race second in points. In row 5, in his debut today, Speedy Comet and then Rev Rodages. Row number 6, we have Ricky Axel and Austin Lawkins. In row number 7, we have the 52 of Brian Spark and the 2 of Heaven Downhill. In row number 8, we have Dino Drafsky and Doug Throttleman, another championship contender. Row number 9 has Reb Meeker and Tommy Highbanks. Highbanks still looking for his first win, even though he's really high in points. Row 10 has Kurt Bushwack and last week's winner, Bobby Rotesta. Row 11 has Landon Swapik and Chip Gearings. Entered this race third in points. Row 12, we have the championship leader, Darren Leadfoot, and the 5 of Lane Locke. In row 13, we have Marcus Krenksler alongside Dirksen D'Agostino. In row number 14, we have Bobby Swift and Rex Revler. Revler is the lowest running championship contender with a win this season. Row number 15 has Murray Klepsburn, won a few races ago, and Floyd Mulvihill won 2 races ago. Row 16, we have Ponchi Wipeout and Ernie Gearson, formerly second in points but dropped to 4th last weekend. Row 17, we have Jack DePost and Jimmy Cables. In row 18, we have Sporty Rodson and Carl Clutchin. In row number 19, we have Buck Bearingley and Bruce Miller. In row number 20, we have Matthew Overtaker and Slider Petrolski. In row number 21, we have Ty Rod and Hall Ingas. And rounding out the field, because of his qualifying crash, we have the number 42 of Cal Weathers in row 22. So this race contains 43 cars, the max I will allow for this series. And without further ado, let's get the green flag lap 1 of 10. TG Castlenet out to an immediate lead over Phil Tankson as they go into turn 1. Ralph Carlo dive bombs the corner. He gets all the way to second. Now as it fades tonight, Carlo's going to get around TG Castlenet, and he goes from 5th to 1st, and around goes Terry Cargas. He's going to be fine. He gets back going. Ralph Carlo has the lead over Todd Marcus as they head through the S turns, and here they come lapping Slider Petrolski. This is a very small racetrack here, folks. Oh, in trouble! Jimmy Cables and Ernie Gearson, the second-place driver in points, have been involved in a crash, and Bobby Swift gets collected in the aftermath, and they're all going to be out of this race. That stinks. Three laps in, and already a problem. See Jimmy Cables up into the wall, and Gearson nowhere to go. And then Bobby Swift hits Ernie Gearson in the smoke. Buck Bearingley barely gets by, and so does Weathers. And now, as we get back ready to race, lap 5 of 10, here we go. Green flag, Ralph Carlo gets the jump. And here comes TG Castlenet, the pole sitter, up into second place. Carlo through the turns in the hairpin. Here he comes up into the final corner, and we're going to get lap 6 here. Here comes Phil Tankson down the inside. He's going to dive on Carlo. He gets the lead. Here comes Castlenet into second. Yardley tries to go to third. Here comes Tankson through the S-turns. And we got trouble. Red Rodages and Darren Leadfoot, the championship points leader for the second race in a row, has a problem. And it looks like he's going to be fine. Red Rodages is out, and Chip Gearings also was involved. Here's what happens. See, contact with Reb Meeker and Rodages hard in the wall, and Leadfoot nowhere to go, but he just sideswipes him, and Gearings through the grass and the wall. That's the only reason he had any damage. Now restart with 2 laps to go after the long cleanup. Here we go. Green flag. Oh, Phil Tankson blows up. He blocks Ralph Carlo. And he's going to get back to the inside, but now TG Castlnut, the pole sitter, is going to try to get this win. Here comes Speedy Comet underneath Brick Yardley. Here they come. The white flag is in the air. TG Castlnut as they pass the smoking Phil Tankson. All right, Matthew Overtaker upside down. Here they come through the S-curve turns. Comet to the outside as they pass. Here they come to the finish. I don't know who won. I have no idea, to be honest with you. And there's Leadfoot going to come in 28th. All right, and let's find out who the winner is. The winner is TG Castlnut by a nose over Speedy Comet. And there's Floyd Mulvihill. He had a problem on the last lap. Let's take a look at it. See, Dirksen D'Agostino into the side of him and hard in the wall goes Mulvihill. There he goes and slides around. Right in front of Murray Clutchburn. He barely gets by, and so did Cal Weathers. And there's Matthew Overtaker lying on his roof. My goodness, what happened with 2 to go? And oh my gosh, he got dumped by Darren Leadfoot on the restart. Ow. Oh, upside down, spirals around. And Phil Tankson, the leader on the final restart, blows an engine and drops out of the race, leading the way for TG Castlnut to end up winning. So here's your point standings now. 24-point deficit between Darren Leadfoot and Parker Brightson now, as 3rd through 10th are separated by 35 points. The top 10 drivers are still in contention for the championship with only 2 races to go. 11th, Rex Revler. He's out of the championship the contest, and so is everyone behind him. Chase DeLute takes the lead of the guys that started late, and TG Castlnut now jumps up to 19th in points. There's Bobby Rotesta and Floyd Mulvihill, the last 2 drivers with a win. And you see in the background there, the reason Ralph Carlo didn't win the race, he fell back to 8th at the finish, but the reason was because he got held up by Phil Tankson when he blew up on the restart. So stinks for him. And there's the finish right there. That was honestly an amazing race as you see the last few guys in points. And now heading into 2 races to go. See, Parker Brightson got 4th, and Darren Leadfoot was 28th. See, right there, there's Brightson. And TG Castlnut becomes the first driver in the Cars 3 Piston Cup Series to win from the pole. There's Ralph Carlo. He got dropped at the end of the race. How about Dub Throneman and Austin Watkins? A great race. Speedy Comet, his debut. And Ricky Axel, Tommy Highbanks, Brian Spark. Terry Cargass started 4th but ended up dropping to 15th. After he and TG Castlnut tangled on the first lap, he could never recover. He also got held up by Phil Tankson on that last restart. See, getting back through here, there's Darren Leadfoot. He started 23rd, had a rough race, ended up 28th, and is now clinging to a 21-point lead in the points race when it was just 50 a few races ago. It was over 50. And here we go. Phil Tankson, absolute heartbreak. He started on the outside of the front row, got to the lead. He was leading on the final restart and blew an engine. That just stinks for him. And here's the last few drivers. Bobby Swift, Jimmy Cables, Ernie Gearson. Gearson is just dropping like a rock in points. He's now 6th after being in 2nd just a few races ago. As now, we head into the final 2 races of the season, coming to you sometime in the next 2 weeks. This is Turbo Kart 37 signing out.